hitting the switch. I'm sorry, I can't let this anger keep going. One funny thing about the demo version of Royal Ocean, though, is that you can really cheese your way through the stage. You can actually go through, like, the bottom of the stage, and, yeah, you'd pretty much skip, like, half or all the level. Also, what I noticed from this version of the stage is, aside from these things not having a spike bed right next to it, is that you can actually, get rings in this version of the level. I don't know why they didn't do it for Act 1. Was Act 1 still in development? I honestly don't know anymore. Yeah, the ball moves even when I only push against the button. Not when I'm jumping on top and pressing the button itself, but when I'm actually just walking right next to it. That is some odd level style. I didn't even press the button! What's going on here? And you can try as you might. Sonic can't push the ball, but the ball will keep moving. Even when it touches the wall, it's supposed to stop, but no! It goes to the next wall! And watch, this one even goes through the wall. Yeah, it went right through the wall! How is that even possible? The way that 1992 video game animations worked. Also, funny thing, yeah, the UFO's stuck within the wall. Also, if Sonic is stuck in a wall, you press right to go left to the left. You press right to go to the left of the wall, and you press left to go to the right of the wall. Nevertheless, what you're seeing here is again more of the example of how Oil Ocean works and how the oil from the bottom of the screen is like completely gone and more moonwalking. Again, it's all because of that one pipe. That pipe is not there in the final version. If it was there in the final version, I would be baffled and, okay, Sonic, why were you walking on air just there? Actually, no, this is explanatory. In the original Sonic the Hedgehog, when you use the debugger mode, there were these occasional moments where Sonic would actually be in the air. He would be walking on air. I'm figuring due to, the fact that many people would be using the debugger to mess around with stuff or edit levels, I'm figuring that's why they intended on not keeping the walking on air gimmick for the final version of Sonic 2 or for Sonic 3. And, yeah, what you're hearing here is actually the theme song for Super Sonic. Yes, spoiler, Super Sonic is available in this game. Well, not this game, but the final version of Sonic 2. There's also a very funny way that you can get all the Chaos Emeralds, but I'll save that for the actual commentary for the LP. But, yeah, so that was actually the more superior version of the Invincibility Stars. The one that they actually made for the final version, they revolve around Sonic, but it just does not look good. Even by the time that you get to Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the design is not useful at all. And oh god! Yeah, I just accidentally got killed. Yeah, this is Mystic Cave Zone. Even though the level's like calls it Dust Hill Zone, Dust Hill Zone is actually a desert stage where it's pretty much it's nothing but yellow desert and ground temples, which is I'm figuring is what became of Sandopolis Zone. I'm figuring that's why we got Sandopolis instead of Dust Hill. But yeah, as you would figure, Mystic Cave Zone is just a Mystic Cave. It's a dark cave filled with purple and green and blue background. Also, fun fact, you see those little linings there in the background? Those were actually intended for an old prototype version of Hidden Palace Zone. But then again, if you've ever seen the mock-up photo, which I will not supply you in the description because I don't know how to link photos properly in YouTube descriptions. But yeah, those linings were found within Hidden Palace's caves. And Sonic, stop moonwalking. Stop moonwalking, Sonic, so I can continue talking about this game, dang it. Okay, thank you. But yeah, Hidden Palace Zone was pretty much one of the... In terms of design, I actually prefer what came out of it in the final version, but during that mock-up photo, I actually liked what I was seeing. I liked the fact that you could actually see eyes coming out of the ducking cave walls. I would have liked that. I would have actually liked to see that happen. And here's the skidding animation. I actually preferred this version over the one that we got because it looks as if Sonic's dancing a little when he breaks. But then again, you don't get that in the final version. You just get like it's like Sonic just has his 2 feet, or he has his 2 heels skidding on the ground, and then he goes to the other direction, but not like that. How is it that the beta versions of all the games are superior when it comes to this kind of stuff? I mean, seriously. Seriously. Also, one of the funnier things is that the music tempo for most of the songs in this game, especially for... Well, Casino Night completely has a different song in general. It's the same song, but completely different instruments, completely different tempo. Oh yeah, right there. I'll get to this. Actually, I might as well mention it now. Those are bottomless pits of death. Surprisingly, there is one bottomless pit of death that has spikes, and there's no way to get back up. I was baffled when I saw that. I was like, you literally made a death pit where you can actually die in the game regardless of how many rings you have? Like, you have to be in that pit until you die. There's no way you're getting out of it. I'll show that off in an extra video. But it's pretty scary if you ever ended up in there. I've only ended up in there once as Knuckles, and... oh god. But again, back to the music, because this segment's almost over anyway. The tempo for both Mystic Cave and Hilltop Zone are actually slower than their final version counterparts, which I actually find a bit surprising. I like their slower tempo versions better than their higher tempo versions. I mean, they're the same song, but these ones, the beta versions are superior. In fact, I even think that the Oil Ocean Zone music, which ended up becoming, what was it? It ended up becoming the Mystic Cave 2-player zone music. Even that song had... Oh, no, wait, wrong song. That's for Hidden Palace Zone. I'll get to that in part 6. Casino Night 2-player, sorry. That even had a better tempo in the beta version. That's actually one trouble that I will get to when I will mention... I'll mention that trouble in part 7. I mean, 6. Sorry, part 6. I've got to deal with some personal stuff now, so I'll see you in part 6.